So as you've just seen there, today we're going to go through how to initiate African cichlid breeding. I currently breed one group, which is a flavescent group with one male and 3 females, and I've got 2 batches of fry from those, and I've had them maybe about 3 months. And I've also got a 75-gallon show tank, so make sure you check out the fish room tour video if you want to check that out. So obviously to get cichlids breeding you're going to need good filtration, whether you do that through canister filters, hang on the backs, or sponge filters, very important. Secondly, you're going to want your temperature to be around 80 degrees, I've found that works really well, makes the male a little bit more aggressive. Third little tip is going to be substrate. A lot of people do bare bottom tanks as it's easy to clean, and that works well. I just like to do sand substrate, just because that's what they have in the wild and they like to sift through sand in order to get food and that kind of thing. Additionally to that, you are going to want a cave or a breeding pot, and you can make that through rocks or a little decoration like this, and you want it away from the current. I got a little tip from Steve Poland and it seems to be working well. Another little tip that I got from the African Cichlid Hub back when he was doing videos is the little mirror trick, and that seems to work pretty well. Although he used to do the mirror inside the tank, I just put it outside, up against the edge there, and as you can see the male's flaring up already. You don't want to do this for too long though, as it can stress the male out, but I usually do it for about 10 or 15 minutes and it seems to work well. Definitely gets him a little bit more aggressive towards the females and kind of puts him in breeding mode, especially if you do it after a water change. And just a quick little note off topic, if you do want any of these guys fry, I've got about 60 as I said, make sure you hit me up and I can sort you out with a breeding group or just one male or whatever you might want. So as you can see here, he's absolutely flared out and checking himself out in the mirror, whether it's just because he knows he's so good looking or because he thinks it might be another male, I'm not sure, but either way it definitely gets him flared out. Here he actually has a little nip at one of the females there, which is the first one that he bred with actually, so hopefully they'll have something going on soon. This is just a little view from the side of the tank, and as you can see he's still checking it out. Another little tip is feeding. You obviously want good food, keep your water clear, keep your fish healthy, and I've found that these two work really well. The Omega 1 Super Colour Flakes and the Northfin Cichlid formula. And then last but certainly not least, you're going to want to do plenty of water changes. I usually do about 50% once a week, and when I do that, the male will always go in his little cave / pot there, because I presume he feels safe in there. These are the 3 products that I'll always use during water changes. Prime, obviously dechlorinate, aquarium salt, just to help with gill function and that kind of thing, and then the Cichlid lake salt, which isn't a massive necessity, I've just always used it, so I just carry on using it. Last little tip, which is something I think really helps. Once I've filled the tank up by about 10 gallons, I'll leave the next 5 gallons until I've finished doing the water change on the 75 and just leave the filter running. That just helps aerate the tank and kind of gives them the illusion that they're getting rainfall and that like kind of added water, which in the wild brings nutrients, and that's when they'll usually breed, as they know that the fry will be able to eat. Additionally to that, I'll also fill the tank up and put it usually at about 78, 77 degrees, a little slower just because the rainfall would be colder, so it usually brings the temperature down. They look a bit sluggish for like a day or 2, but once it like heats up, I notice the male will be a lot more aggressive. And now just a last little tip on tank size. You are going to want a minimum of a 29-gallon tank. If you can do a 40 breeder or a 55, perfect, even better. But there you go guys, that's the video on initiating African cichlid breeding.